from the coaches and just a chance to be in there with themselves and grow together. And so, it started there pregame, and then of course we get here to the game and played okay in the first half. We had some breakdowns, particularly in transition defense and the ability just to get stops and get them off the boards. And I thought we were much better in the second half of cleaning up the boards. We were much more efficient offensively, and we start the stretch there. And then of course we have the situation where they get the three, we turn the ball over, inbounds play, they hit another three, and then of course they have a wide open look again for another three. And that was a time when we could have folded. And so I thought our guys showed some growth in that area because we were able to sort of settle ourselves and come back together. And then we were able to stretch again. And so that says a lot, and I think that bodes well for our team to be able to be on the road against a very good team. And obviously Johnny does a terrific job, that we were able to stick together, not get flustered, and find a way to come back and come closer as a group.
All right, the next question for Coach Cooper from Sam Blum.
Hey, John. So just to kind of go back to what you were talking about a minute ago. So they said on the ESPN broadcast, you guys didn't have any coaches in practice for 8 days. Was it that was it that one of you guys had COVID and it was a situation where you had to contact trace, or what exactly led to that? And then also, how did you guys split up duties today, you and Yafet?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it started with Yafet actually. And so he was COVID and we were contact traced. And, at that point, you're just trying to figure out what's going on. And so the staff had a self-imposed vacation at their homes. And so we were away for the group, from the group, obviously, talking to each other on the phone, talking to the guys on the team, see how they're doing, how everything's going with them. And then, of course, we come back together here on, I guess, yesterday, basically, or Thursday, we have practice and come back together on Friday. And now we find out there's a possibility that maybe we have another situation. And so that's sort of what happened. And it happened in, such a short period of time. In reference to me and Yafet, listen, it's just a matter of trying to be like the team and just come together and put the group in the best situation possible. So obviously he's had experience as a head coach at junior college. I've had Division I head coaching experience, and it was great in that it was his scout. It was a scout that he had worked on, so there was some familiarity there, and we just worked together along with John Eke and along with Sean Stout on the staff. And so we just came together as a group. Zach helped, our grad assistant, and just what are the things we can do to make sure that our group is successful? What are the things that we may face in the game? How do we want to attack those things? And let's everyone be on the lookout and trying to help each other for things that we see. And are there any adjustments that we could make? And that's sort of how we went about it.
All right, next question for Billy Embody.
Hey, Coach, I was wondering, what did it mean to get Tyson back into the lineup today, and how do you think he performed? And then Kendrick Davis, his ability to just kind of run this team and how steady he is, how critical was he down the stretch especially?
Yeah. Well, obviously it was great to get Tyson back, and I thought he was a little bit uneasy in the first half from the standpoint of, I think he was trying to just get into the flow of the game, but yet and still get his groove. And so he had a couple of possessions there where he really struggled. But as the game went on, he settled down. And there's nothing like experience, someone that's been there, someone that knows how to talk on defense, understands guarding, and can go grab and get a rebound for you. And, of course, he hit a nice big three there in the second half. So that was really a lift for us. And obviously with the staff that we had, we felt good about that for sure. And then, KD's just been terrific for us all year. And you hit it right on the head, the ability to control the tempo of the game. And when things get a little helter-skelter and things seem out of place, it's always nice when you can put the ball in his hands and expect something good to happen. And, he's got a heart as big as this arena and just made play after play down the stretch. And, certainly he's got a toughness to him and stepped up like the player he is. He's one of the best players in this league.
Next question back to Sam Blum.
Yeah. So did you guys, have any communication with Tim and how is he doing in general? And was there anything, did you guys talk after the game at all, if you've had a chance to catch up with him at all?
Yeah, we obviously had a chance. Took a call after the game, and heck, he was fired up on the other end and excited for us. I can't imagine being in his situation, having to sit and watch that, from home, and particularly after they made the run and they hit the back-to-back threes. But I certainly think he feels really prideful. Obviously, Tim is the guy that has us where we are, and he's the captain of the ship. And we just wanted to come out and do the things that we've been talking about as a group, and grow up. And we thought we did those. And I'll say it again. Our hat are off to Yogi. Yogi's back, and he's back there, and Duncan's back there. But everyone had a part in this. But Yogi was certainly the guy that was there and around the group for us when everyone was out. And so I just be remiss if I didn't tell you how much that meant to our team, and what he was able to do. And of course, I know Dunk is sitting back at home, and he's nervous also, was nervous and watched the game. So we feel good to be able to go back and get a win. I think those guys will let us back in the office now.
Next question back to Damon Sales.
JC, a lot of casual fans and fake fans out there are going to miss this. The fact that your Anei had 4 blocks, and it seemed like every last one of them were momentum changing from a defensive perspective, turning into some key baskets at key times. Can you talk about just his play overall and just your defense in general? I mean, this was second half is one of the better defensive games that you guys have had in a while.
Well, I didn't hear the last part of your question, but I think I know where you went. Are you still there, Ben?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I got you. I can answer that. I mean, I think it was very evident that, the impact that Yor had from the standpoint of protecting the rim there in the second half. I mean, I think, there's no better feeling when you're sitting on the bench and a team is trying to get a bucket or driving to the rim, and he's in there. And it seems as if he got his hands on just about every attempt that was within 5 feet of the rim, and even did a great job of getting a piece of the corner jump shot to hit the side of the backboard. So that was extremely big. But I think more importantly was the job that JC did, was the job that Feron Hunt did in the second half. Obviously, Charles in the first half. Those guys, I think our defense came together as a group. And what was really interesting is just hearing the enthusiasm of the bench in the second half. And that goes unnoticed, but how our bench was really into it. I think, sometimes you get lost in the moment, and our bench did a terrific job of that. You could just hear those guys, every time they drove to the rim. If Isaiah was in there, if Yor was in there, they're like, nope, go get that, protect the house, all of those things. And, Yor's got a unique ability, a God-given ability to block shots. And obviously I've watched him do it his whole career. And he was able to be really effective. But we got really, really good play out of our center position between he and Isaiah JC tonight. They were both terrific.
Next question back to Sam Blum.
Just real quick, do you anticipate this kind of doing the same coaching setup since it's a quick turnaround at Memphis? And I mean, or do you not know that yet?
No, we don't know that, but I think this is like anything else that we all face. This is up to the doctors, and it's just an ebb and flow situation with what we're dealing with in the world today. So, we'll prepare, we'll get ourselves going, and we'll be ready to go. And certainly we'll have our hands full, but we'll wait and see what the doctors tell us, and we'll get ready for practice tomorrow, have a good practice, and then I'm going to be fired up for my Kansas City Chiefs, the hometown, tomorrow night. That's what I'm worried about after practice tomorrow.
Just curious. I mean, it seems like it was crazy a couple weeks without any of the assistant coaches or head coach at practice. What was it kind of like getting ready for this game, waiting the 12 days, and how you guys kind of did that without the coaches?
It was pretty good. We're an older team, so we took everything serious the week that they weren't here. We were able to get stuff done while they weren't here, and I think just us being an older team and having a lot of older guys, we didn't, take advantage of not having our head coach not being there.
Next question for Damon Sales.
Yeah, Feron, quick 2-parter for you. First off, you guys are 3-0 on the road. What is it about this road environment that gets you guys amped up? And secondly, you get Tyson back. What was that like having him back on the court?
It was great just having his, he's older, so he knows the game a little bit better than a lot of guys here. He's experienced, so having him out there was pretty key. It was good to have him back. He looked, happy. He looked better than, what he has been. He had been struggling for a minute, but he looks real just happy that he's back out there with us.
Next question to Sam Blum.
Going off the Tyson thing, I mean, just, obviously, like you said, he looked better from maybe what he had been. How do you guys kind of, check in on him, make sure he's doing well during, whatever he was, out with?
We were just, sending a text, letting him know that we're here with him and that he's not alone with whatever he's going through. We're his second family outside of his immediate family, and that's kind of the relationship we all have here as a team. We're all brothers, so I think we all can lean on each other when we're going through hard times outside of our immediate family.
Next question back to Damon Sales.
Yeah, you guys are 3-0 on the road. Let's talk about that, man. What is it about playing on the road that gets you guys excited?
The road, it's hard. It's always hard to win on the road, and it's good to win on the road because it shows that you can win when you don't have home court advantage, and those are big key wins for us. I think this is a great UCF team. They beat Florida State, they beat a couple Auburn, they beat a couple SEC teams, ACC teams. So this is a good win for us on the road. And I think we're just gonna keep this momentum going. We got a road game Tuesday, so we got to keep this momentum that we have going.
Hey, you're just curious what it was kind of like the last week or so. I know that the coaches weren't with you guys at practice. How did you guys kind of stay locked in, and who kind of led it, and what was it all kind of like?
Like Coach, one of our coaches, Yogi, kind of was leading the practice, and really like we all like united together and knew like that we really didn't have the support like there at the moment of all the other coaches, so that we had to like unite together and take like practice serious because we still had games coming up no matter how many coaches we had. Like we had like some of the players like Kendrick Davis and Feron and Tyson step up.
Next question to Damon Sales.
Defense is your calling card. Your 4 big block shots. It seemed like every last one of them resulted in a momentum-changing play for the offense. But this defense also held UCF no field goals in the last 5 minutes or so. One of the last 12 shots made. How big of a game was this for the SMU defense, in your opinion?
It was a big game just to show us that like we can close out games on the defensive end as well as the offensive end. Everybody knows we have firepower on the offensive end, but it was just to show like ourselves and the outside world that we can close games on the defensive end.
Next question, Sam Blum.
I guess curious, just that's I guess probably your first time playing with Tyson Jolly, and maybe you did so in practice. When did he kind of come back to practice, and what was it kind of like with him, and how do you think he played?
He's been back for a couple of weeks, and I think he played great. But I think he was just getting like his like first game jitters out, and I feel like he's gonna be like way more impactful for us in the next couple upcoming games. And it was great to have him back. He's a great teammate. He's mature. He's older. He knows what to do in almost every situation we're in because he's been there.
All right, and the next one, Damon Sales.
Yeah, I asked Feron about this, so I'll ask you as well. You guys are 3-0 on the road. It's always good to get road victories, but what is it about the road environment that gets you guys a little more amped up?
Honestly, it's that we all know that playing on the road is much harder than playing at home. So we all come with like that extra laser focus and knowing that like we might not get the calls that we usually get because we're not here, and we just like we just know that we got to be extra focused on the road because anything can happen because it's a road game. You're not at home. Like calls aren't gonna go your way.